This is a Frank podcast.
This Warriors Live podcast 2026, episode 42. Will Evans and Brad Larking, just waiting on the fashionably late Fonzie. Brought to you by Kingz Container Crew, of course, the greatest container crew outfit on the planet. For all your container packing and unpacking solutions, head to kingskontainercrew.com. And what's that tab they hit if they want to get a job?
Work
with
us tab.
KCC? Yeah,
Work with us tab. Yeah, KCC boys. Are they going next week? Are they out in the game? We're in Auckland next week.
I don't know. Neither of them live in Auckland these days.
Oh, that's
so,
right.
yeah.
Even Carlos is down.
Sure.
Oh, that'd be a shame. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, the Kingz boys.
Yeah. Also, PlaceMakers, experts in the trade since 1981. Best trade range in New Zealand. You know how can-do people.
And also the good bastards at ComfortGlaze. Will.
Oh, look at you just taking the reins. I didn't even have to ask you. Yeah.
Well, they're our
what
newest of supporters, looking after the next gen, lower grades, and all the younger talent, aren't they? They are retrofitting, double glazing experts in both timber and aluminium. Offices in Hamilton, Auckland, and Christchurch. And where can they go find them? Have I got that pretty? How did I go there?
Yeah. No, you're going well, especially after a week off, Brad. Good stuff. ComfortGlaze.co.nz for a free quote. Select This Warriors Life in the How Did You Hear About Us section. Get a discount from those good bastards at ComfortGlaze Retrofit. Let's bring in the big fella to talk about a fourth straight Warriors win, highest score of the season, 45-26, taking us to the top of the ladder with 2 rounds remaining. Exciting stuff, exciting game, but just the overall stage that we're at, it is all go. Fonzie, how are you?
I'm well, mate. I'm well. Brad, it's good to be on your show, buddy. Yeah, it's I was just backstage here and Brad's running off the ads and I'm thinking, all right, we got new anchor host here. No, good to be on. Geez, it's a strange feeling, isn't it? It's a strange feeling.
Feels uncharted, this territory we're in at the moment. I don't feel like I know we've been in 2 finals and we've played, but not like the dominance. We are a beast. It's so unfamiliar, this feeling. Oh,
yeah. I saw, you can see it everywhere, obviously, on all the feeds, that table with us on top, and it just becomes kind of normal. And then every now and again it'll hit you like, holy shit, there's 2 rounds to go and we are top of the table, likely to get the minor premiership, very likely to get top 2. And from there, you're only 2 wins from a grand final. It is crazy stuff.
No mathematical chance conversations. Haven't had to do any mathematics this season, even be minor premiers. It's all in our own hands now.
Well, just on the maths, I think all but mathematically, we're locked into the top 4 now with 2 rounds to go. So I think the Sharkies would have to overcome 120-point differential to catch us, and we'd have to lose both and they'd have to win both at this point. So we're talking about being pretty well mathematically in the 4. That's not a bad place to start. It's a bit like you're at the nightclub and you're 19 and some 10 out of 10 20-year-olds just looking at you across the room and you're like, I am looking pretty good today, but is this real? Is this like, this doesn't feel right? Something feels a bit off. Like, what's going on here?
We're getting catfished here.
Yeah.
It's a very, very strange feeling. Jesus, I was just bloody, doesn't it feel chuffed just sitting atop that table? So clear. And when you look at everyone, it's awesome seeing 16 teams listed behind us for once, rather than being buried in the middle or thereabouts. It's just an awesome feeling. And we are clearly the best team, I reckon. This far into the competition, I think, without argument.
So. Only the 6th time we've finished a weekend top of the table. And the only other time we were top of the table this deep into a season was 2002, and we won the Giltinan Shield for minor premiership. And obviously that has a bit of an asterisk because the Bulldogs were runaway leaders and had all their points stocked with a few rounds to go. I think you're right, Brad. We are the benchmark now. Penrith's still wobbling a bit. Roosters, one of the biggest upsets in years. $10 outsiders, the Tigers knocked them off. You had a little flutter on the Tigers too, Brad. Double celebration.
I did, yeah. I come out quite happy from that game, but it was also nice to see that the Roosters can still have that real dud. I was a little bit worried about that lot, but that was a bludger of a game they were playing out there. Didn't they have some ungodly higher stat attacking in the 22 and all that? And it just, yeah, they got flogged. Yeah, not flogged, but they couldn't beat a hapless Tigers team. God, that Tigers team's pretty rubbish too. How's that kicker, Jock Madden? I think there's someone that can kick it less than Tamati Martin can. He only kicks it about 25 meters.
He goes for the old school spiral. I noticed that when he was playing against us, when they beat us in round 4. But yeah, they got the job done for us, and now it's ours to lose. Really, obviously, we just need to win our 2 games by more than Penrith win their 2 games, which isn't a given. COVID-stricken Bulldogs, the Panthers played this week, and then Tigers in the last round. But I'd back us to rack up some points against Newcastle and Manly over the next 2 weeks, both at home. Newcastle beset by suspensions on top of injuries, and Manly, well, they had that big win over Newcastle last week, but could be fighting for their place in the finals potentially come final round. But yeah, you'd have to say that we're fairly solid chances of finishing top, and yeah. Roosters, they're only in the equation if we were to drop a game. They're too far behind in the for and against stakes there, so that's extremely exciting. A couple of other stats that illustrate what rarefied air we're in, and how this really is, a healthy end season. 2 more wins. So if we win in both our games, that will be a record 18 regular season victories. We won 17 in 2002. We only need 38 more points to break that 2002 team's record for most points in a regular season, which was 688. We have scored the most points in the comp too, which is, that's unprecedented as well. 7 more tries to pass the club record set in 2002 of 119 regular season tries. And if we can keep the Knights and Seagulls to less than 37 points combined, that will set a new mark for the least points conceded in a regular season. 2011 team currently hold that record. And same again with least tries conceded by a Warriors team. If we can keep them to 7 tries or less in the next 2 weeks, that will break that record. Yeah. And that was the 97 team, which only played 18 games. So, your tries per game conceded. This is in a season that has been kind of thrown into turmoil by 6 again, set restarts and all that sort of thing. It's impressive that we've racked up those defensive stats as well as the attacking ones.
Yeah,
but
the season certainly stands alone, doesn't it? In the history of the Warriors so far,
and so much more to come. Fonz, that went over South, it did get a bit sketchy at a couple of times there. We led 12-0 very early. They pegged a couple of tries back in that first half, then got out to a 32-8 lead early in the second half. Thought we were going to really trounce them. Then Dallin goes off. There's a bit of a reshuffle on the right edge, and they put on 3 tries. Yeah. Suddenly it's getting a bit dicey, but they shorted up. Finish strong as they have tended to do all season, finish over the top of teams, and comfortable 19-point win in the end. What were your main takeaways?
Well, it was a good example of where the Warriors have moved to, like that we've evolved to the next level. We've literally gapped up to the next level. So, I mean, you'll have the stats in your head better than I do, Will, but I mean, this Souths game was just deja vu, wasn't it? How many kind of high-scoring late-season games have we had in the last few years against Souths where we end up losing 36-24 or we end up having a lead and they run them down? And Souths always have this gun left edge that causes us all sorts of trouble. So I can think of maybe 2 years ago, a game that was very similar to this at around the same time of the year where I think we ended up getting done. But don't quote me on that, but the difference between those past types of performances and what we saw on the weekend is also the difference, like out of bigger picture, the difference in this season, which is as we've got to the end of the year, this team's clicked and found another gear. So 3-4 weeks ago, we thought we were going out. I thought we were going out ass backwards, right? And that's been the pattern of, let's be honest, of Webby's teams over the last few years, which is he front loads them, and by the time we get to the end of the year, some mix of injury and fatigue and all the rest of it has us falling off, and we limp into the finals. And I know that one year against Newcastle, we put in a big one-off game, but really we were done. Whereas this year, it's not like that. We're surging into the finals. We're looking good on both sides of the ball. We're blowing teams apart through the middle. And it doesn't matter how good South's left edge is in attack. If they're not getting their share of the ball and the good ball, they're not going to beat us. And I just never thought we were going to lose that game, was my sense of it. So very different, very different. That said, there is still a bit of an issue on our right side defence. And obviously we've now got injuries to worry about there as well that we're going to have to plug, because I reckon that was a massive loss as we head into the finals.
Yeah, well, it's a huge loss from the try scoring perspective. I mean, 20 tries in 21 games. Only the fifth time a Warrior has reached 20 tries in a season. He's been unbelievable, I reckon, career best. And teams haven't been scoring down his edge. I think when Johnson scored in the first half, it was only the third or fourth try an opposing winger of Dallins has scored all year, which is extraordinary for any winger. And and then it did sort of fall apart a bit. And it didn't help that Pompey probably hasn't played a lot of wing, and you got a makeshift centre and that sort of thing. But it is a concern for an edge that has been settled. And I know Leotard will probably come back in on the right there. But I mean, it'll be a huge loss for the finals. And I haven't been trying not to think on it too hard, but a broken collarbone, it's not really the sort of thing that you just give a bit of a rub and it comes all right in a fortnight. It could be season over, which would be devastating for Dallin, and a massive blow to the club's chances, but especially on the back of Roger, especially guys that won't be around forever, and then Tanner Boyd and Cove, who are out for the year as well. Would be just one more savage blow, but they move on. They have moved on from every injury they've had pretty seamlessly, and I thought it was a great performance with, another reshuffle in the halves. Chanel took control and had a big game, another try, 5 games in a row he scored, a couple of try assists, and just looked confident. Luke Hansen was pretty quiet, I thought, but did enough and got that field goal at the end. Just a gap filler. Maybe we'll see Tamati back this weekend. But the standouts, obviously, I thought Tane was brilliant at the back. It's so safe. Forget how we sort of fell in love with Chance again for a couple of weeks, and then Tane came back in, and you're like, holy shit! We forget that he actually hasn't had a game that was even bordering on average all season, and he was fantastic the other night. Not to mention his goal kicking, which we'll come to. Wade Egan, brilliant again. Mitch Barnett he's been overshadowing Fish over the last couple of weeks. Massive numbers, just at his peak again. I think, obviously coming off an ACL and a couple of other injuries, Origin. Now he's just hitting his straps, and he is fired up to go out a winner. And then that bench. I mean, how unbelievable was that bench when those 3 young blokes were on there for our 3 middle starters? We didn't lose anything. In fact, we got a bit of a second wind, and Demi putting Eddie through a gap, who brilliantly set up that try for Chanel. Man, it's borderline tragic that one of those 3 will miss out when Jacko comes back. Yeah,
that's tough. I don't call them the bench anymore. That's special teams. They come on and set up another style of play on the field and then disappear again. They are incredible, that lot. Eddie has just grown another leg. The growth in his game from getting a bit of first grade footy under his belt and some consistent minutes. I didn't realize first few weeks you were yapping him up a bit, Will, and I was still, I haven't seen too much from him yet. But he is starting to open my eyes. He's just another one. He's just the next one to roll out, and it's awesome.
Yeah, he's certainly taking his chance.
There's things guys in this team can do that not many other teams have. Like that 5 mile go to Eddie and then Eddie to Chanel, I think it was, interchange. Like you just don't. You might see 1 or 2 other teams do that once or twice a year, but that is, it is a point of difference. Like there's a lot of talk at the moment that we don't have the out-and-out strike superstar that, the Roosters might have or that Penrith have with Cleary and that kind of thing. But there's things this team is doing that I don't think some of those teams can do either. So, yeah.
Yeah, they've probably got a bit more sort of collective strike across the positions with, where you might not usually find it. In the second row, Laban keeps on producing big plays. Lecker in the centres now is an absolute freak. He's just transferred that aerial ability to centre, which is great. We haven't really had centres that run through and climb over blokes to score tries. So, I think we're pretty well set up.
He must be travelling well too with that right edge getting shaky. Webster swapped him out there to firm it up a bit.
Yeah,
he's got a bit of trust in the young kid as well, and he did out there. Yeah, all of a sudden he just rushed out a bit and put a bit of pressure on him, put a body in front of their face. But yeah, they're our stars. They just haven't been around long enough to be the big names yet.
Yeah, guys, Fonz, you first. How do we plug this Dallin gap this week, and then moving forward with Chance obviously available again?
So they're saying Dale's out for 4 to 8. Is that right? Like are we working off a 4-week injury? Is that the plan at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 4 weeks, whoever replaces him probably got that position sewn up. But
that's what I mean.
They'll bring him back, will they?
So if we're solving for pretty much the rest of the season, worst case, he's not coming back. Okay. So Ali's going to come straight back into right centre, I think, because he just had the flu or something last week. So he's back. So then your options on right wing are, Pompey, who could push out one. Chance has got another week of suspension, doesn't he? So the Chance Lofty thing is not an option this week, would be the week after. Okay. So what else have we got? We got in, you could bring in Linane and then do something with that, but he's not going to play wing, is he? And you're not going to push out a centre and do anything clever with that.
No.
What else have we got? Mellars
and Luke Lilly from the Tigers mid-season recruit.
Maybe
him.
He's my preference. I have a sneaking feeling that maybe they'll go with Pompey again, just with that experience and to give him another chance. He will be playing. Dom Young is out suspended, so but that's the opposite wing, opposite Loffy. Luke Lalili, who also plays on the left in New South Wales Cup. So maybe Loffy could switch. I'm not quite sure what they'll do there, but he's a big meter eater across NRL and New South Wales Cup this year. He averages about 185 meters a game. He's been racking up those sort of numbers since joining the Warriors. Good finisher, 10 tries in 17 NRL games, I think he has. Good point there. Chris Downey, or whoever, if he does debut, he'll be Warrior number 300, bit of a milestone. I think
Jesus, Lily. He could. This dude that's turned up for half a season could have the year of his life, eh? Turn up, roll out, be Warrior number 300, get this wing spot, roll through the final, and possibly win a grand final, and then boost off to the Bears.
Possibly. Yeah. He's only 20, I think, the young bloke. So, but he's proven himself and his opportunities, and he's been very solid. Probably not quite as, maybe not as dynamic. Might not be quite the athletic finisher that Dallin is, but yeah, he's a genuine winger. I think he's probably the better option for me than Pompey. As much as I have been a fan of Pompey as a winger in the past, but I think those days might have slipped by him, judging on Saturday night's efforts.
I guess that fact that he is a left winger as well. Are they going to swap AKP around? Which Webby, he'll be going the safe move and just putting Pompey out there, won't he? Either that or Hazen Mellors. I don't think he'll be trying to shoehorn Linane into another position.
Yeah, I just don't quite see it in Mellors yet. I feel like he's too erratic. He's good in the air, but I think he's pretty vulnerable. He'd be playing up against big Greg Marzhew, who has a shitload of tries to his name this year. Yeah, over 20 tries himself. I'd go for the solid winger and Luke Lalili. But then the week after,
I'll probably go Pompey. Will, just to say that I think I'll probably do that. But not with Eddie Great Love. And then I think you're going to the next one, which is okay. Week after Chansy's back, so who's on the wing? Is that
Yeah, well, I think if you're picking the best players, and Chance had a pretty fruitful little stint on the wing. It was on the opposite wing, on the left wing, but I'm sure he can slot in on the right too. And yeah, if you want to keep both, and I don't quite see, unless Tane has a bit of a shock or he gets injured this weekend, I don't really see now Chance coming back in to fullback. I think Tane was that good, and he has been close to that level all year. And then the goal kicking, the other left field option. Remember, Tane filled in on the right wing for Dallin for a long stint at the start of last year and did very well.
That's what I wouldn't mind that either. I wouldn't mind that. I would put Chance back because I was enjoying Chance at the back, just those meter-eating runs, thumping it out. Have Tane out there on a wing for the kicking ability all of a sudden that no one knew he had.
Yeah, good point there from Riz. Those yardage carries, Lely can certainly do that. Pompey's a big body. He's probably just we talked about it. Just doesn't get stuck in enough in that department. But that goal kicking, if we can just touch on that for a second, how good was that? Tane 8 from 8 from all angles, from both touch lines. Now, I've been saying for quite some time, as in goal kicking has been an issue for the last couple of seasons. Been saying that Tane's our best goal kicker. He's now 18 from 19 in first grade. He already has a sideline match winner in that Magic round win over Penrith. So he's got a bit of clutch about him too. And judging on that the other night, I mean, you don't pick him only because of that, but if he's playing really well, that's just another string to his bow that you're very happy to have him in the side, and he's got the job for the rest of the year, surely.
Especially it was highlighted in that first half with Souths not getting the conversions. Well, they missed their first 3, didn't they? And we had nailed our first 4 or something. And the margin looked that much bigger, just having extra 2 to 4 points. Yeah, it's he's firm in his he's undeniable. You can't not have him in the team. So I do like that wing spot though. I agree with Fonz. I think that would be my setup this week.
With
Chance. Oh no, sorry, Chance is still out a week, isn't he? So
week after, week after.
Yeah, righto.
I'm with it. I'm thinking that way. I like it. Look, it's a line. Like you could flip a coin up for me between Chance and Tane. Right, Tane's got to be in the 17 or in the 13 for his goal kicking, I think. But given we're short of winger, I thought, like you said, he did do. It was probably a good 4-6 week stint he did on that right wing, wasn't it? And he went okay. And
I think it was a bit longer than that. It was on probably around maybe 8 or 9 games. Yeah.
So he's got a little bit of understanding there in first grade. And Chansey at fullback, I just like how solid that would be coming into finals. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, that's me. But I think you're probably right. Well, I think Webby probably still does have Tane ahead of Chance in the pecking order. And so when they're both fully fit, he's got to make a call. I reckon he probably will go that way.
Just an incumbency kind of thing, and because both of them have played brilliantly when they've been there. But if Chance hadn't got suspended, I think we'd still would have seen him in the one last weekend this week. But that's the way the dominoes fall.
How damaging is this though? Like, because I was thinking about this last night. Like, it's a pretty damaging loss because Dal genuinely is the kind of player, partly just because of how he plays and who he is, but also just his experience on that right edge and having done all the reps on that right edge. Like, we score a lot of tries which come down to 30 centimetres of space that Dal's speed and positioning creates and allows us to convert. Doesn't matter who you put there, whether it's Chance or Lily or whoever else, they're not going to do it. There's going to be 6 points or 4 to 6 points a week you don't get because it's not Dal there, I reckon. It's going to be a material thing.
That's a fair shout. But sometimes Dal's got 3 meters and then he runs it to 30 centimeters himself. Quite often he could make it a lot easier on himself. But for some reason he likes the flip in the corner and the here and the
Well, I've got that theory that it's harder to score on the wings at Mount Smart that I've been pushing a little bit and not getting any support for, by the way. But
we should measure it out next week. Let's get on that field and pace it out.
Yeah.
See if it is narrower.
Yeah. Get your bring your tape
I'll
measure,
take one of
Brad.
those wheel things that click every meter.
But the stats back it up. He scores this season. He scored about half of his games at Mount Smart, whereas everywhere else he's just about scored in every game. Loffy's similar. So, maybe it's not going to be that try scoring sort of, deficit on the wings. It might not be so pronounced. You would play through teams at Mount Smart, and maybe that's just the way that obviously Wade prefer to have Dallin there for a variety of reasons, but that try scoring side of it might not quite be as pronounced. And other teams are similar. They're not scoring heaps of tries through their wingers at Mount Smart this year. So we'll see.
I don't want to go off
as a factor.
I don't want to go off too early on this too, but Auckland this weekend is getting thumped by a heap of rain all day Saturday, and then showers Sunday. So it's going to be a heavy track. So I don't think it's going to really matter who's out on the wing, because they'll probably be playing up the guts.
Hopefully, it could be a tough one for the wingers then in the wet. A bit of high balls, but we will see very shortly who gets
T minus what? What are we at, boys, till team naming? 4 minutes.
Yeah, only a few minutes. I've got my app open. I'm going to get caught with my pants down yet again by this fickle releasing it through the app situation that the NRL.com have going on. Before
you're
Brad,
going to go out, Fonz. Were you going to go out? How far is the core away from your joint in Sydney? I was sort of watching it, half wondering if you were there.
On the weekend, no, I didn't go there, but I did go to Roosters Tigers.
Did you?
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, that would have been a good. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, much better stadium, and we had a bit of interest in the game, and so I was certainly enjoyed that.
Cool.
Yeah, but no, I didn't get out. I just hate that stadium. We had like 10 things to do on Saturday, like kids party and kids sport and all this and that. So it was going to be a mad rush when everyone was gassed and all the rest of it. And I just hate that stadium. So no, we watched it at home.
Is it good when it's full for like is that where they have the final?
Look, anywhere's good when it's full, but it's still not as good as it should be. That place, needs to be reconfigured.
Just like sitting at a big concrete overbridge watching a game of league.
Like people talk about Wellington Stadium's a bit like that, is it? Like it's a bit,
because it's a cricket ground. So
it's a cricket ground. Well, this is the same. So it's not a cricket ground, but it may as well be. And but anyway, let's leave that for a bit. Any thoughts on Chanel at 7 that we haven't covered? I thought it was quite the performance actually from him, because Hansen really took a secondary role, and he did a job that Chanel hasn't really stepped into very often in his career.
Good kicking game. Seemed a longer kicking game.
5 years. Yeah, first started halfback in 5 years, and you're right, Brad. The kicking game I thought was better. I thought it was a really nice controlled performance, and probably a good, happy accident really if Tomate's to come back in. Well, he will come back in. That Chanel has sort of got a bit more confidence of running things, and you probably got your 2 6.5s again, Fonz. It can only he's on a bit of a march, Chanel, scoring tries, enjoying his footy after a bit of a lull. So I think I'm looking forward to seeing Chanel and Tomate back together, hopefully this week.
Well, I can tell you are going to see that, because the team list is out, and I'm looking at it right now.
I'm not even getting it. Not even getting it on my fucking app. This is
you
bullshit.
were half interested. You could see you were talking those lines then, but then looking sideways at your phone to try and not miss the team naming.
Not
you
getting
still
them.
Missed it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Amberley.
Someone else read the team list out.
See, that's how much Canterbury hates rugby league. That's how much they don't follow the team.
Here we go. Fullback is our good friend Tane Talpiki. The wingers are Luke Lalili and Loffy. So Luke gets his debut and will be Warrior number 300. Pointed out.
Everything's coming up, Luke.
He's a generational talent, that bloke. Then Senator Leotoa and Halasima, as expected. Chanel moves back to 6 with Ted Murray at 7, and hopefully I'll be looking for the injury report just to confirm he really is 100% to play there. Fish, Barney, Egan as the front row with Capes, Laban and Clark. again, as you'd expect, Healy at 14, Tanner Stiles-Smith at 15 with Vimoga, and Eddie at 17. So that's also expected. 18 and 19 are Pompey and Gannon. So they haven't got Hansen in the 19, which tells me Tim Murray must be pretty locked in to play. Hansen is sitting out there in 22 with Tafua and Jet Cleary, actually. So there could be a change as we get closer. And we're only Tuesday to a Sunday game, right? So Webby's got a long time to observe these players and work out what he wants to do. But it does look like that's the team. Yeah.
Very good.
Nice.
There we are.
Nice. It looks strong to me. Luke Lealili.
Yeah.
Come on down. Congratulations, brother. Number
It's
300.
always exciting to get a debutant warrior. Haven't had a hell of a lot this year, and most of them have sort of been off the bench or looking forward to seeing the young bloke on the wing. Tamate back. Hopefully he's good to go. We just need a halfback now that can stay fit until the end of the year, really. Someone. Now that we've sort of got more of a timeline on Metcalf Fonz, which it seems like even week 2 of the finals will be optimistic.
Yeah.
Do you say, if Tomato remains fit, do you foresee any scenario where they would bring Metcalf back if he's back, if he's only fit for, say, week 2 or 3 of the finals?
No, not as a starter. I'd have him on a 6-man bench, so that if
for sure,
but not as a starter. No, I just reckon that'd be crazy at that point. But on a 6-man bench, and the way we like to lose a half, odds are he'd play. But
he'll get 10.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Ryan is convinced Metcalf will be back. I mean, maybe with an injury, but I agree, Fonz. I just can't see them bringing him back unless there was something to happen to Chanel or Tomate. And I don't think he would have been back if something hadn't happened in the first place. I'm not quite sure that the performance against Penrith was the slam dunk, you pick him whenever fit kind of thing, as good as he was. This one, 4 o'clock Sunday at Mount Smart against the Knights, who, real stumble on the weekend. They kind of rolled on after that terrible night against the Roosters, which cost them Dylan Brown and Dylan Lucas for the season. They kept on winning. They're in 6th still. They've got a nice little buffer too, and they should finish 6th even with a couple of losses. You'd be you're surprised if they dipped any lower and lost that week 1 elimination final at home. But plenty of interest this week around their lineup, and I might just run through it before we have a look at the game. Kalen Ponga, obviously the fulcrum of everything the Knights do. Fletcher Hunt out to that wing, vacated by the suspended Dom Young. Dane Gagai comes back. Bradman Best, so pretty handy little centre pairing there. Greg Marzu, who I guess we're likely to see him up against Alili. Fletcher Sharp and Sandon Smith, the halves. Jacob Saifidi, Harrison Graham at hooker with no Phoenix Crossland. So Harrison Graham's a good little player, but bit of a loss there, having their first choice in New Zealand Test hooker out. Trey Mooney, been a good pickup from Canberra. Jermaine McEwen and Francis Maluleleua, who is back after a week out with concussion. He comes in for Tyson Frizzell, but he was starting before that concussion. So I think they're probably a little bit of an upgrade there this week for the Knights. He's a real talent, that guy. Real danger man on the edge. Reminds me of our back rows. Matt Croker at lock, interchange Thomas Kent, Cody Hopwood, Lachlan Crouch, Pasami Solo, and rounding out that 6-man interchange, Toby Winter and Diesel Hagen, in relation to
Diesel Hagen. Diesel. It's a dog's name. Diesel. Who's that Thomas Kant on the bench?
Yeah, he's been floating around
Thomas
for a while. He's played a fair bit of first grade. Geez, the discrepancy between the two benches. I'm sure they're good players, and
Special
Hopwood have
teams.
seen a bit. Solo Kent does go well, but man, that is quite the advantage that we have there.
They've got a dangerous back line, but gee whiz, but I don't
we've
know.
already- We've already got them over a barrel in the middle forwards, starting middle forwards as it stands. So pretty confident about this one. Tamati Ali coming back is certainly, got me feeling pretty good about a win here, and just all the momentum back at home, another packed house.
Whether we should drown these dudes this weekend in a grind. If they keep making the same amount of errors in their own half, aren't they the worst in the competition for errors in their own half? I think Newcastle do that and with a game, though, they're not going to go anywhere.
So they're a long range threat, but we've shored up our conceding long range tries. We did concede a few line breaks from our own half against South. They're probably one of the other teams like Newcastle that can or do like to attack from everywhere. But we had quite a reshuffled team, and they really targeted that new look edge with Pants and Pompey. I'm not too concerned about that side of it. Obviously, the weather might play a factor as well, but the way that with Ponga ranging up and Bradman Best on that side with it is with Marju as well. That is very potent, but I think we should be all right.
Trey Mooney's had a good year. I'll give him his flowers. I thought he's been pretty good in that front row for Newcastle.
Yeah, good pickup.
Played his way into the starting lineup too, didn't he?
Yeah, it's been a nice pickup.
That's all you're getting from me, Knights. Yeah, down. Knights are going down. Red Knights going down.
13 plus.
Yeah. I think what I'm going to do, boys, because that was just I owe the Tigers for that bet this weekend, so I'm gonna double up, and I might go the line because I've never done a line bet with the profits I made from the Tigers win. I'm going to chuck on a line bet. What would the line be in this one, do you think? Will?
Well, I've just had a look, so I do know.
Well, tell me then. I asked the question.
I thought you were going to have a guess.
Tell us what you would have guessed if you didn't know.
I don't see. This is against these two. Would it be sort of 8 to 10, sort of that area?
Yeah,
or is it
nailed it. 9.5 point start. Warriors are $1.33 favourites. I thought we might be slightly shorter. Might come in a bit.
90 on the line. 90 on the line this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to win by 10 or more. Nice. I like it.
I reckon 14 or more. Would be my guess.
Yeah, weather might bring the score down a bit, but Garen's asked if you'd looked at the ladder yet, Fonz. I'm sure you've had a sneaky peek to see that we're on top.
Good on you, Garen. Two questions for you.
Yeah.
When Ford's back, which is probably 2 weeks away, who are you dropping?
Yeah, I mean, it is absolutely brutal to have to drop anyone. I was sort of thinking earlier in the week, it's like, man, do you even bring Ford back in? Does it upset the balance too much? But he was obviously outstanding before getting injured. I don't know. Do you go sort of your most like for like, which I guess would be Stowers Smith? Your grunty workhorse who makes a lot of tackles for his time on the field and is hungry for runs, but probably less dynamic. Eddie does give you that edge cover. Ford's played a fair bit of edge, but I think he's been kind of transformed into a prop and come back from injury. Otherwise you sort of, if you drop Eddie, who's the newest cab off the rank, you're running with 3 props.
Who's more of a bench player out of the two as opposed, because Ford I just look at as a starter, and I struggle to see him as a bench player coming off and with a bit of explosiveness to his game. Is it still? I know that you're right. Stowers is probably the one to drop out, but I think what you said there earlier, you wouldn't disagree with them not sort of coming straight back in with the way these kids are going.
Yeah, I mean, and if it's for the finals too, you've got another 2 weeks potentially of this bench absolutely dominating. And that's the other question: does he start or does he come back onto the bench? I think that Barnett and Fish have just been, both of them scored a try in the first 15 minutes or so the other night, as well as beating up with South Pack. So it's be pretty hard to not start with those two. I mean, geez, we just look so mean with them out there. But Ford was playing 80 minutes for most of the year, which is, when we had a few injuries, Barnett was in and out. Yeah, it's a tough one, but a good problem to have. It'll just be very, very sad for whichever of those young blokes miss out if they do.
So here's the other question. Oh, yeah, I dropped Tanner, not because he deserves to be dropped, but for like you're doing a like-for-like pure front row swap, and he's unfortunately the one, I think. So the other question is, if you had to pick out of Penrith and Roosters to play at home at Mount Smart, so let's say we finish second, and one of the others is third, who would you rather play at this point, Penrith or Roosters at Mount Smart?
I'd probably go Roosters. I think that they would struggle with the, just that atmosphere, Dewey night at Mount Smart. It just feels like Penrith would be better equipped to come back and overturn, that result. They play that, they can get into that grinding style of footy. And I know that we blew them off the park the other night, but, they came here and beat us in the elimination final last year. I'd be more afraid of them. But if we finish top of the table, it could be the Dolphins or the Sharks too. So,
yeah, well, that's true. I'll be thinking Penrith early doors, because I'd hate, because then it puts us on the other side of the draw if we lose, don't we? And we wouldn't have to play them again to a final. Is that right? Is that how it works?
Well, we'd hope for we'd hope that we win and play in the prelim at home. So, the loser.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If we're going to drop
over,
I'd like to be separated early from Penrith. I'd rather meet them early than in a semi-final to make the final. To get on the other side of the draw.
Well, if you're guaranteed to beat them in week one, it'd be annoying to lose to them in week one and then go and play someone else and then
playing the final. But we were speaking about it the other day. Well, we have to equal the club record of, to get to the grand final unbeaten from here, we're equaling a club record of win streak, aren't we?
Yeah. So if we win these next two games and win first two finals games to get into the grand final, that would be 8 straight and equaling the club record set in 2002.
Do we want to drop one just to get it out of? It's highly unlikely, isn't it? You know what I mean?
I reckon, depending how results go this week, I can see a world where we rest some blokes in that last round.
If we're confirmed first or second.
Yeah, I could see that. Just say, Robbo, look, how much do you want that $100,000 for mine premiership, mate? Because we wouldn't mind giving a few blokes a rest. But I'd back them to win against Manly with 4 or 5 guys out anyway if they need it. But that's not a bad option because Roosters have Dolphins. So if that if that goes to the Dolphins, then we virtually guarantee, and we beat the Knights, guaranteed top 2, I think. And similar if Bulldogs were to beat the Panthers, although
that's riskier. Yeah.
What'd you say? COVID's got them.
Yeah, they've
what year is it? 2020?
10 players. 10 players with COVID.
COVID. Grow up.
Yeah, I've got the Y2K bug here at work.
Yeah. Say COVID, you look like a pussy.
Y2K. They've named a full strength team, so I guess they're hopeful of having everyone. But that is a big one on Friday, and then when is that? That Dolphins Roosters game? It must be Saturday. But exciting round, and it's good.
I wouldn't mind the Panthers dropping that game against Bulldogs, because then we wouldn't have to wait. And then this is all going to plan that we finish win our next 2. We don't have to wait till that Sunday night, 6:00 in the last round to see how much Panthers towel up the Tigers by to see if we're first. I'd love that premiership trophy to be waiting for the Warriors at Go Media round 27 against Manly.
We'll be there, Brad. I wonder if they will. If there's a scenario where they would bring the JJ Giltinan Shield over, I guess they won't. Yeah, would take. Well, I guess they could bring it over because then if Penrith were to lose this weekend, and we win our 2 games, we know that we're the minor premiers, so they would probably bring it over for the Saturday. just tuck it
Oh,
away.
that
if
would be
we, cock
something,
it up.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just put it, because you can get a flight out of there. I've seen border security, and they can get them out of the country on the next flight pretty quick. So if it needed to get back to Penrith by Sunday, they'd find a flight.
And
God, that would be good. Imagine witnessing that live. Well,
yeah, it'd be huge.
Geez, I'd be chuffed. Should I be chuffed?
Yeah, start putting those feelers out. Brad and I will be at that game, so catch up with us at Lily World. Have a beer during the afternoon. It's a nice early game. We'll be out there for a bit of NRLW and soak up the atmosphere.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, we've got a couple of special podcasts we might be doing at the same time that we could talk about a little bit later, as long as everything comes right.
I'm going to get too far ahead of ourselves.
No, we do not. But something special.
Question from Chris Downey, and this has been a talking point over the last 24 hours or so, the likelihood of NRL forcing our finals games to Eden Park. I could see it happening maybe for the prelim. They might go, okay, you can play week 1 at home, but if you've got another one, you off to Eden Park. It would still stink, I think, particularly because, just those COVID years, the Warriors got 0 concessions. Nobody did anything for them in the wake of that. Teams are going to bring games over here and all kinds of stuff, and NRL was going to go this, that, and the other thing. They've dealt us a horrific draw this year. Yeah, we've had to go to Brisbane 3 times. If they forced us out of Mount Smart in week 1, I think it would be a disgrace and a bit of a disadvantage. I don't think we want to go to Eden Park in week 1. Maybe week 3, just something about it. Prelim, playing for a grand final spot. I kind of feel like the sense of occasion, we could deal with that. And
it's more palatable.
But this week 1, and I'm sure everyone else, I know more people can go, which is a plus. I'm sure we'd sell it out both times, but man, really want that first one at Mount Smart, and the club do too. They'll be fighting hammer and tongs. Cameron George has already come out and said we do not intend to be playing at Eden Park. So see how that unfolds.
So there's a good comment there from Joseph Payne. Just book it out now for a concert. Can we get Scribe on there or something?
Can we hire it? How much money have the Kingz boys got?
Can we do so we're doing a This Warriors live show.
King Capisi and Shea Fu at Eden Park the same night. Oh no, who do we get? They would draw too much of the Warriors crowd away. It has to be someone bad.
You put your thinking cap on there, Brad.
Come on, Robbo, you work something out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be pretty
cheeky. Pretty cheeky from the NRL to which would be purely a cash grab because they get revenue for finals games. But man, you just sign this whatever $1 billion deal. Just stop. Yeah.
You know what though? That prelim, if it did come to where we were in a home prelim final, I don't mind that at all being at Eden Park. Just sell it out and turn this country upside down instead of tucking it away in the corner of Penrose there. Take it to the country and just, because it's all of a sudden bigger than the club when you get into a semi-final plan to get into the grand final. If we've got it on home soil, I'd love that at Eden Park, I think.
But biggest game, probably, arguably the biggest game ever on New Zealand soil. Deepest into the finals that there would have been a game in New Zealand, and get the biggest crowd for it.
No shit.
Brad is saying Eden Park a shit ground for footy. That is right, but it is that's more for the fans. It's probably a decent deck to play on for the players, and atmosphere will be off the charts.
That's probably a bit like that Homebush Stadium, Brad. I reckon actually because. I went to the Nines, I think, at Eden Park one year. That's probably a good comparison. Where it's just it's a wrong shape, it's in the wrong spot. It's a bit like that.
Trying to accommodate as many different types of sports as possible to get the value of $1, as opposed to we get that. What is that little one in Parramatta? What is that? Is that combat?
Yeah, that's a beauty.
Just on top of it, you're sitting there. Exactly.
But the Roosters one is just a big combat. It's unreal. The Rooster Stadium in the city.
Allianz.
It's a big comeback. It's like 45,000 comeback.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
Oh,
just
one
quickly,
day,
Joey Manu to PNG. So what?
Yeah.
The whole time, all it was going to take was tax-free dollars. You know, like, I mean, bro, like, where's he been? He's coming back to the NRL, coming back to some random Papua New Guinea club for the tax-free dollar. I don't blame him. Like, fair play.
Oh,
But yeah, I just always thought that guy was going to come back and finish at the Warriors somehow.
Yeah, it's a funny one. And this roster they're putting together, it looks great on paper, but Manu, Luai, Watson, they'll all be 31 by the time they play their first game. They're going to need a bit more than that. And Manu won't have played in the NRL for 4 years. Not doubting his talent, but I don't know if it's quite the silver bullet that they're looking for.
I'm off this team. When are they going to announce the first Papua New Guinean heritage player?
They've got 5 already.
Have they got a few of them?
Yeah.
See, not one of that info has been drip fed on my reel over this side, and it's all about all the tax-free dollars. Yeah, I'm starting to really dislike this team before they've even kicked a ball. I'm starting to like the Bears even more. My Bears, it's like coming back to me. These hard time by poor old Gil over the West Coast there, just trying to blunt a couple of players or someone.
Lay Lily's going to be their marquee.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Might be captain by the end of this campaign.
Player coach.
Yeah.
Oh,
got a bit of.
We've got some admin to get rid of now.
Yeah, we do. We've just been coasting along like we don't have anything to do, but we certainly do.
I've drunk 3/4 of a bottle of water. That was a bad idea. I'm back to you for floating here, boys.
Well, sorry, Brad. You're in for the long haul, mate. Yeah, PlaceMakers Legend of the week. Now, obviously, all the fanfare's been around Andrew Webster after re-signing that long-term deal, and rightly so. And I think we can, if he's not already, he's certainly going to be by the end of this final series. We would hope the Warriors' greatest ever coach, taking over the mantle from Ivan Cleary, who became more of a celebrated coach than player, but bringing him in to look back at his career on the field for the Warriors. Ivan Cleary, he was a pretty big pickup from the Roosters, and he had quite an interesting career. So he started at Manly. He made his name after Matthew Ridge had a season-ending injury, and he came in at fullback. Obviously, the path was blocked there. He signed with North Sydney. He was going to be their fullback, but Matt Sears burst onto the scene while he missed the start of the season with injury. So he played a couple of years in the centres there, came to the Roosters, got that fullback spot, and then Andrew Walker exploded and shunted him back to the centres. He signed with the Warriors for 2000. Obviously, we were a bit of a struggling outfit then. Interestingly, he didn't start with us at fullback. He was in the centres again. Lee Odenrine keeping him out and the number one jumper there, and then a season-ending injury for Ivan after only 5 games. But from there, last 2 seasons with the Warriors and of his career were outstanding at fullback. Broke the club record for points in the season 2001, 173, and smashed it. Still standing, actually, 242 points in 2002, and just such a key part of that grand final team, the minor premiership winning team. Not the most dynamic fullback, but yeah, a real sort of kind of like Shafovsky, I guess. Those just so valuable. Never plays a bad game. Good head on his shoulders, and does everything you need to do. Super safe. The goal kicking was a massive bonus, but a fantastic Warrior, number 73, Ivan Cleary. I mean, you talk to players from that era, and obviously Kevin Campion's name always comes up, but Ivan Cleary's name quickly follows. And it was probably no surprise to see him go on to become one of the great coaches. But yeah, Ivan Cleary, memories of Ivan's early 2000 stint, boys, which went for just 53 games, but yeah, certainly valuable and remembered.
Yeah, poor man's Nathan Cleary, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like just solid, but just doesn't have the flair of Nathan. I don't know. Are there any relation? I'm not sure. But yeah, he was. I didn't realize he missed a large portion of his first season injury wise. I thought he'd come and just solidly played through his contract and then gave it up. Did he retire after Warriors?
Yeah, 2002 was his the grand final was his last game. He was only 31, so Probably could have kicked on, but went straight into coaching. Coached the Roosters to a Premier League, which is now New South Wales Cup title, and then came back here, assistant for a season. Got the job in 2006, and the rest is history.
As far as playing's concerned, he's a poor man's Jack Cleary, I reckon. And as far as coaching goes, he's really, to be honest, his stats have been padded by coaching Nathan Cleary. So can't play, can't coach. To be honest,
you reckon he's a nepo dad?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. He's public enemy number one for the next 6 weeks, even though we love him.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, always happy to celebrate Ivan and the PlaceMakers Warriors Legend of the Week. The ComfortGlaze Lower Grade Report, boys. Now, it was a fruitful weekend at Redfern Oval. Firstly, the Fleeg boys are out of finals contention anyway. 1 game to go this weekend against Newcastle. They put in a pretty gallant effort there, 40-38 against the South Sydney team that was sort of fighting for their finals lives. So yeah, good to see these boys put up a bit of a fight. They've been struggling for wins lately, and some of their better players have been pulled up to Cup. Jack Thompson wasn't there this weekend. He's been a halfback and captain most of the year. Tepatasi Laumalili, the prop, he can find the try line, got another double on the weekend. Brandon Norris showing his talent again on the wing, and Harry Inch has been playing lock still and scored a barnstorming try, just speared himself into the defensive line and just willed his way over. It was pretty impressive to see. So I'm sure we'll see a bit more of him in Cup this year, but that New South Wales Cup win was outstanding and very crucial. We need to keep winning to keep our place in the 5. 38-12 over South Sydney. They were down 12-0 early, and obviously with Jet and Hansen out, they were playing with a completely new New South Wales Cup. Halves pairing for Cup. Thompson's played a couple of games, and the other young bloke who kicked a boatload of goals as well, Maui Winatana Patalicio. They got the job done for the Cup boys, steering them around. Morgan Gannon, 2 tries, quick double early in the second half. Jai Lanane just keeps doing it, and he is just. I've had to compile the stats that he's putting together. It is quite remarkable what he's doing, and this is a guy that hasn't played. He played 1 SG ball game in 2024, I think, and then he's just come back in from that. ACLs and everything, and has just been absolutely carving up. So he's got 12 tries in 14 tries in 12 New South Wales Cup games for us, 14 line breaks, 70 tackle breaks. So it's an average of almost 6 a game. The last 2 weeks, he's gone for 10 plus tackle breaks. Absolute freak. You'd have to say, and given we've sort of sewn up some very good halves for a couple of years, not a bad centre to have in the mix, and give him his opportunity potentially in round 1 next year.
I think he'll be a regular this time next year. Jai Lanane, he's got something about him, that kid, doesn't he?
I reckon he's first drop 6 next year.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point too. But I'd love to see what he can do in the halves, and see what his skill set is like as a 5'8". But man, to have a half of if he's as good at ball playing as he is at ball running, then it is a mouth-watering combination. Riley Price again, massive. I'm surprised that he's not in that NRL game day 17, especially because 19, 22, especially given he is with the club next year. Morgan Gannon is not, but 230 meters from 23 runs. Top the tackle count. Absolutely superb. So the state of play for this Warriors team is their 5th straight win. It's kept them in 5th spot. They play 3rd place Newcastle this week in the final round. But the Knights have fallen off as well in New South Wales Cup. They went down 40-12 to that Manly team that only won 1 game all year. And it was their 3rd loss in 4 games. If we win, it puts us ahead of the Knights. But yeah, if we lose, then the Roosters will leapfrog us into that 5th spot. They've got the round 26 bye. So yeah, basically a do or die game for the Warriors at Mount Smart this weekend. So hopefully it's televised. It'll be great to see.
What time that kicks off? Just here looking at what time that kicks off at 11:20 a.m. New Zealand time. So that
yeah,
is
they've got a
9 o'clock in the morning here.
yeah, early start, Fonz. Okay, so they got a NRLW game as well, I think, on Sunday.
big
Mount
day
Smart.
at Go Media.
Yeah, get there early, team. But yeah, excited to hopefully see our team defend that New South Wales Cup title in the finals. Thank you, ComfortGlaze, for allowing us to bring everyone a bit more of our lower grade action.
Yes.
You guys got a few more minutes. We've still got a couple of things to get through. Do we need to let
What have
you
we
go?
still got to go through?
Don't pay Fonz overtime here, so we can let you go Fonz, if you need to.
No, yeah, thanks, mate. I do have to go, but I'll listen in later and catch up. Good to see you both.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks,
you too,
Fonzie.
brother. Always good to see
there.
your logo at the bottom there.
Catch you next time, Fonz. No ugly, salty moment of the week, Brad. Now, people were struggling to find anything to be salty about during that.
I can imagine.
Outstanding win. So, but we did
What do
have
you
an
got?
entry.
I can hear you happily clicking away there.
Yeah, I'm just
What are you
trying
going to
to
pop
get
up
it
here,
sus,
mate? What are you going
Just
to pop
get it
up here,
sus.
there,
Yeah,
mate?
you're
Yeah,
right.
mate. Yeah, mate.
Where
You
are
got
we?
it there, mate. Another 2
So, yeah.
clicks.
No, yeah, we're away now.
Clicks. If you just focused on clicks, 18 clicks, probably.
I'm
to
going
get
to
that.
make you to produce a crash course, Brad, so you can see what I go through every week. And do
Oh.
all this stuff. But yeah, No Ugly is a scientifically formulated wellness beverage, and they've got a whole range. And we've got I've been pounding one of them during this episode, but Salty is a replenishing isotonic drink. Get you all rehydrated after a workout or whatever. And yeah, we're giving away a case each week. We've got plenty of happy listeners that have had a case turn up. 12 500ml cans turn up on their doorstep. And yeah, that's the one. And James N, long-time listener, first-time salter, has sent this one in. He's gone pretty abstract and little tin foil.
Is this real?
Happy. Yeah, this is a real entry.
No, but what he's saying, is that facts? Is this straight facts? Quick math?
Well, Waikato has emerged as a potential home for a 20th NRL team. That's been reported over the past week, potentially rather than Canterbury, which got surprised many. He said, James said, it seems to come out of the blue. His super salty theory is the NRL and New Zealand Rugby are in a dispute over who owns the name Chiefs. The NRL needs to register it for the PNG Chiefs before they launch. NZR owns the rights for the Waikato Chiefs. That is also true. That's been reported that there's a bit of an IP issue there. NZR, well, just a copyright.
What about the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah. Can we just get through this, Brad? Yeah, it is interesting, but I mean, I guess because they're in the same sort of similar-ish market, I think it'd be ridiculous as well to copyright a name, but it's also like websites and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. And for those at home, Will's battling with maybe an oncoming influenza outbreak, so he's had a guts full of me holding up proceedings. He wants to shut this sucker down so he can crawl back in bed. I apologise, Will. Carry on, my friend.
It's okay. Sorry if I seemed a bit short with you.
Jumping down my throat.
So NZR has NRL over a barrel. They need to register the IP. What if Waikato have said they will let PNG use the name Chiefs in return for the NRL giving the second New Zealand team to that region? It seems pretty far-fetched, but I like his out-of-the-box thinking because it makes no sense to put the second NRL team an hour down the road from the first, meaning the Warriors, when you have a brand new stadium and emerging player development base right here in Christchurch. I smell something salty, James finishes with. Yeah, I mean, I was shocked that Waikato was even a realistic chance. And what a fizzer that would be if your second team is just down the road. And no offense to our Hamilton listeners, but a fairly uninspiring destination.
Pretty hard to spread the word when you've decided to keep it within a 300-kilometer radius.
Yeah, I mean, the gateway to South Island and everything that has to offer, or Hamilton.
What, Picton? We have the second team based in Picton. Easy ferry, straight to the door on the field.
Done.
Picton
But
Pirates.
Man, this Ciderman as Webby has come up with a few interesting ones. Like to see a Pacific team. I think Moana Pacifica's failure in Super Rugby probably, puts
couldn't agree more. I reckon rugby were quick to get rid of a Moana Pacific. I'd love a Pacific-based team in New Zealand.
But that'd be a shout.
I like that.
Does,
maybe not in Auckland though, because it would automatically by default just get set up in Auckland, wouldn't it? Unfortunately,
make more sense. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a shame the timing of it with this broadcast agreement, the 20th team. I think we're realistically, ideally, as Warriors supporters, would want this
a
to
few
happen
more
in
years
another
grace.
5 years down the track. Like, come on, don't just start buying this because the market's good, because Warriors have built this up at the moment. And it sucks a little bit.
Yeah, but bit of torn.
Yeah, it's tough.
Win a comp this year though, and suddenly it seems a bit more palatable to bring a new team in.
Yeah, have a go, you mugs.
Yeah. What else have we got? I did want to show you this, Brad. I did show you before, but your PlaceMakers mate was watching us from the Bath. Was he from PlaceMakers?
Yeah. Oh, Louise.
And we've found out today or recently that he's not the only bath time watcher.
Yeah.
We've had. So check this out. Check out this sweet setup. Now this is from Denmark, Western Australia, not the Scandinavian country. But look at that. That's idyllic. Outdoor bath.
Do you reckon it's live, or does he just do it at his own? What's he on? Is he on a red and a beer?
Yeah, so they've got a cool little wine label over there. Brand
is that his own wine?
Brave New Wines. Yep. So it's their own wine there. So check that out. I've had a wee. Well, it's not available in New Zealand, but I think Australia and Asia. So yeah, hopefully make its way over here.
And then sucking on an emu bitter. What the
emu bitter? Yeah, that's a pretty popular.
Fucking create a fucking emu, mate.
Popular WA beer.
It is.
I can't really recall ever trying it, but that does.
I'm liking the exposed plumbing, not liking the exposed legs, and I'm liking that no ugly watermark seems to be nicely positioned.
Well,
old mate's ugly.
Is that shielding anything? You guys will never know. I've got the unabridged version right here. I see saying it's his beer, so good stuff.
Is it his beer as well? The emu. Never heard of it. Good stuff. And what was his name? Rewind. What was his name again? This
is Nick. He's actually from the Canterbury region, from my neck of the woods here in North Canterbury, actually. But it's good on you, Nick. And I like the idea that people are, you're making an event of sitting there watching us on the iPad. I'm gonna run myself a bath, pour a glass of wine, grab an emu, and put this Warriors Life on. How cool is that?
Yeah, no, that is cool, and that looks like an epic setup. Perfect. Oh, good on you, Nick. Enjoy and good luck for the wine. That emu, look, geez, that just the name gives me a hangover. I don't even know what that would taste like. I don't even know what it's meant to taste. But yeah, shit, that looks dangerous. Oh, that's all good. Well, we're now 18 minutes past when I told you my back teeth are floating. So should we shut this sucker down?
Better. Yeah, well, we do have one. We'll go over NRLW, Brad.
Oh,
NRLW.
sorry.
Now,
Do we have to?
if there's one week where they probably would prefer that we left them off the docket here, it is this week. But a record-shattering 66-8 loss to the Roosters. Red hot competition favourite, undefeated Roosters, but nevertheless smashed the NRLW records for biggest loss and highest score conceded. So pretty disappointing. You're saying, Brad, they can look a bit tired, this Warriors team, if they fall behind or another team gets a roll on. It certainly was like that from minute 5 the other day, and didn't really stop. 12 tries in 70 minutes. It was pretty tough to watch.
Yuck.
Yeah. Lone highlight really. Stacey Walker's try was outstanding. She's having a big year. Mele Hufanga finished off some nifty work from Peyton Takimoana early in the second half, but other than that, it was a bit of a train wreck for the Warriors, and just those team stats. 35% possession. You're not going to get anywhere near with that sort of possession rate, and the run meters count. Roosters just shy of 1,600. We made 616 meters. So gives you an indication of where it went wrong. The Warriors are still in the top 6, and they are playing teams below them on the ladder in the next 2 weeks. The Dragons, is it the Dragons this week on Sunday at Mount Smart, and then the Sharks
in the final round.
Yeah,
they sound like 2 winnable games.
Yeah, so we could just about seal our spot in the finals with wins in those 2 games. Then we play the Broncos, defending champs, at Suncorp in the final round. But yeah, I mean, that sort of performance the other night suggests that if we get there, we're probably not going to do
What's
too
the
much
final
damage.
format here? Is it 5 again?
6, top 6.
6 for the NRLW.
Yeah.
It's worth listening on to. And they're winnable, especially the Sharks. Broncos look good in the weekend, actually. What's that fullback, the gun fullback, Aussie fullback?
Tamika Upton,
Yeah, she had a big game. But these next 2 get us 4 points and then see how the cards fall for the rest of them, I suppose.
Yeah, a couple of changes, enforced changes. Anastasia Sakini's coming at fullback with injuries to Uppy Nichols and Emaneta Paki. So you got a new Broughton and Maliapo in the halves again. Lavinia Tauhala Leku, who scored that got that 4-try haul back in round 2,
nice.
I think it was. She's back. Peyton Takimoana, who was demoted to the reserves, interestingly. But just need to be better.
Yeah.
More committed across the park. Looked bit lackluster, unfortunately, the Wahine. So looking forward to seeing a big bounce back from Ron Griffith's side after that thrashing.
Definite potential, a work in progress though, aren't they? They still can't get the consistency to their game for some reason. But no, good luck, girls. And is that the one after New South Wales Cup at Go Media? Yeah, they must be on about 2:30 or 3 or something, are they? 2 o'clock.
This is I think we played just about around about 2 o'clock, but before.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, big day at Mount Smart. Looking forward to getting into it. But thanks for sticking it out to the end with us, you listeners that have. And for all your support in general. Thanks to Kingz Container Crew, of course, ComfortGlaze PlaceMakers, No Ugly, and Frank Podcast. Looking forward to getting up there and rubbing shoulders with the Frank team next week. Get in the studio.
We shall talk more about that. I don't think I've got a Friday beers in me. I'm supposed to be going away snowboarding to Queenstown this weekend. We'll see. There's a weather bomb on its way.
That works out okay, Brad, because we've got Lance O'Hara back again. 3rd stint. Lance, you can't get enough of us.
Loving the place, eh?
Yeah. So that will be 8:30 New Zealand time, Friday morning. Tune in for another dose of Lance. He's been great while he's been on. So, ask him all the burning questions. Get in any other questions you might have specifically for Lance, and we'll get them answered.
Good shit.
Otherwise, that'll do us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, look after yourselves and each other.